Okay, so I am working in a different location this week. And this morning, though I am focusing on writing, I think I am going to try to take some time to explicitly, to focus a lot on the business side of things. Like, I'm doing pretty good with it, but you can always do better. Like, I have these bookmarks done, so I need to now look at the cost for those. There are some stickers that I want to get made.
It's like a tattoo. I'll always have you. My inhibitions fade away.
Which I'll have to. There's the artist who I want to commission some from. But I don't know what time is it. Shit, hold up. Okay, I should be able to make it. There's an artist I want to commission some artwork from to do the stickers. Phenomenal work, of course. I have to go back and check their prices, so that's also a part of it. And then I have to order a couple more copies. I've handed out, because I look at it almost like a retail store, in the sense that, like, of course, a store selling books is, you're a store. But like when you go to like a big box store or retail store, they usually have that loss prevention portion where there's a portion of some of the product that they know will be stolen or damaged or whatnot. So I think I've given away 2 copies, and like that's my, I don't say my max. Because I also, when I went to that Booknik event here in Dallas, I technically gave away 3 copies. There was some I left on the table for the free books for people to pick up, and then there was the ones I gave to the young ladies at Refined and Ratchet. Excuse me, I am tired this morning, and so I'm going to, though, still focus on the storytelling aspect of the author shit. I really need to buckle down and do much better with the business side, even with like inventory and stuff. So that is the goal. I do need to order a few more copies of Loving Ashley and do that. Where am I going? Where am I going? Have I forgotten how to get the work? What the hell? Oh no, okay. So yeah, I'm doing that, and so hopefully in the midst of working, and then I have to prepare for a podcast tonight, Stumbling Through the Multiverse, a Carefree Black Nerd review over the 1995 sci-fi series Sliders, which is a dope-ass show. Please give it a watch, and if nothing else, listen to the podcast, because me and my co-host Robert be going in. So yeah, I have a stacked plate today, this week-ish, in the midst of working at the Pyramid in a different location, so I'll be doing that. But last night didn't really have an answer. Last night I finally edited and uploaded some videos. Still have to do the thumbnails for. I got a little bit of planning for this other series I had been formatting. I don't know if I mentioned it here, but there was a previous book that is nowhere near ready. It needs heavy edits. But when I had my old computer, which was an HP, it died on me, but I thankfully was able to take all my files and email them to myself, and so it's not, though damaged, I didn't lose the work. But within having the work go from Microsoft Word into the processing software I have for the Mac, there was some issues. There's always some issues with that formatting. And so though the book is not ready to be released, I copied all the files over just so I could see, one, what the word count was. I know there were some things I needed to fix towards the end of the story, and just to get a general idea. And it's so many flipping chapters, which it wouldn't be because this is that holiday novel where the three siblings are home for the holiday break at the end of the year, and I have it broken down by day. But when I transferred it over from Microsoft Word, it was so much that I was like, well, let's just, instead of doing, because one day had each point of view, let me just break the sections up by day, but every new POV is a new chapter. Man, that book that I thought was like so far away from being done, which it is, so I'm assuming I have, thousands more words to put into it. That book is well over 92,000 words, which is much longer than Love and Ashley, which makes sense because it's 3 POV. But my God, I have to go back and really heel toe in that motherfucker and try to get some shit together, because and there's still some things that I need to edit, like I don't know, some things I need to account for. And then I even think of like epilogues and all the other shit. So it's not bad. I'm just glad I started formatting it so it'll be easy to edit. Now, that's done. I didn't mention an epilogue. I am afraid that Loving Ashley did not cook the way it was supposed to. Not in reception, because people like it, whatever. But there's no epilogue, and that was intentional on my part, because I knew there was another book coming up that we're going to address some of the things. But I didn't go looking for a review, y'all. This is one that I happened to find when I was doing some things with the book and with the links to for some different posts on social media, and it was mentioned. Someone was like, "Hey, I'm used to an epilogue for this, that, and the third, and you got to know the rules to break them." And I thought I do know, which is so weird because I've been reading. That's just one author, Eric Jerome Dickey, since I was a child, and there's always some epilogue, and so I know to do that. On that duet series that I started, there is one in the second book, not in the first one because it's a cliffhanger. And so I don't know. I'm kind of kicking myself, but not, because I've said it time and time again. This is the first release. I'm going to do some things stellar, phenomenally, and some things I'm going to not do so great. So I'm gonna just say it here. I am playing with the idea of a special edition hardcover that would include an epilogue, that would include some of the notes in my outline for Loving Ashley, and also would include some deleted scenes. And I'm seriously, but the only thing with that is I don't want people to feel like they're being cheated. But I'm a one-man show, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm letting it be known like that's a reason. That just kind of fell through the cracks. So I think I am going to do that. A special edition hardcover that will have those extra scenes, that will have the epilogue, and the other part of that. At this point, I'm just rambling, y'all. We on a FaceTime call. So the other part of that is the epilogue. There was always like 3 different points that I was going to put in there based off of some stuff that happened in the book. But there is a future book that's coming that is going to address some of the stuff, which is why I said, initially I was going to hold off on putting the epilogue because I knew the next book was coming. But the fact that it wasn't already written and done to do like a rapid release, I think that is a big issue, because I do feel like every book needs to stand on its own. I come from the world of comic books, and that shapes how I navigate publishing. And one thing that Stan Lee has said in interviews countless times is every comic is someone's first comic. So I want to give you an example. The Fantastic Four is coming out in theaters. Even if you're not familiar with them, I think there's been enough buzz at the time of this recording that you've seen the trailer and you pretty much know who each character is. So I'm going to go through a little rundown. Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, is the blonde, blue-eyed white woman who can turn invisible. Johnny Storm is her brother. He is the Human Torch, turns on fire. He got them Beyonce bangs. We got Ben Grimm, the Thing, who's the big rock monster. And we have Reed Richards, who is Sue's husband, Ben's best friend, who the elastic dude. And I know I'm not going to get the details exactly right for all you actually comic nerds out there, but in the early Fantastic Four comics, back in the, X-Men was 60s. I think Fantastic Four was 40s. I don't know, whatever. That doesn't matter. When you would have the Invisible Woman and the Human Torch on panel, a conversation will go like this. I'm going to make this up. Gee, Sue Storm, you're my favorite sister. And then Sue Storm would say, Johnny, you blockhead, I'm your only sister. And the reason it would be framed that way is so that every comic is someone's first comic. When you open up that book, you're going to know what their relationship is right away. You're going to know their brother and sister, that's Invisible Woman, that's Human Torch. So that is my roundabout way of saying, as it pertains to books, I'm not heartbroken that I didn't include an epilogue in Loving Ashley, but I go back to that Stan Lee interview comment, which is every comic is someone's first comic. Loving Ashley is going to be someone's first book of mine, no matter how many I put out. And so that epilogue that I was kind of holding off on so I could address those things in another book honestly should have gone into this first book, so that no matter what, motherfucker open up that book and they're getting that full story, especially because I didn't have that other book just waiting and ready to go. So that's a little insight as to my chaotic mind and what's what. And so this is going to be my official, I am going to do a special edition hardcover for Loving Ashley. This is it. And when I say special edition, I'm considering, once I update and do the exchanges, because I planned on doing a hardcover of Loving Ashley, but I'm also of the mind that I don't want two versions of a hardcover. So I don't want to take the files that we have now for the paperback and ebook and have that as hardcover and have a special edition hardcover. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to add all this stuff into the special edition hardcover, it's just going to be one. And then with the way that KU works, I'm going to have to update the files anyways when I have the second book up, because I want that pre-order link to be included in the back of the book. So, okay, at this point, I am just rambling. So, friends, thank you for being on this FaceTime call with me as I ride into the pyramid. And I'm Ray Coleman, love story architect. I write stories about black folks in various situations. At this point in time, I am in my contemporary love story bag. Urban as well. I was told that the book is, urban as well. So there's that. Writing Loving Ashley is my debut novel. Two black men in the big city trying to find love, overcoming hurdles, and all that good stuff. Hit me up on the socials. Hit me up on the threads. Hit me up on the IG. Hit me up on the TikTok and Blue Sky. Yeah. And read Loving Ashley, review Loving Ashley, and come back and tell me, right? All right, y'all.
Don't be afraid to come up with the wildest thought in the world. If what you create is truly different and colorful, and if it's written well, people will enjoy it. Now, when I say written well, what I mean is you might have the most fantastic notion in the world. Suddenly you have a man who can fly faster than the speed of light. That could be interesting, but you have to make him believable. Let your imagination flow freely, but always base what happens on some sort of provable fact, so that the reader or the viewer will go along with it and enjoy it as much as you enjoyed writing it.